On July 2nd, 1776, the Second Continental Congress declared the independence of the American colonies from British rule by adopting the Declaration of Independence. As the United States of America was being formed, its founders created the Constitution to prevent any person or group from gaining too much power. The Constitution originally included the 10 Amendments. Over time, the number of amendments grew to 27. The Constitution has not been amended in roughly 33 years. This highlights the need to revisit and update it. A crucial amendment I would propose to add is the right to personal bodily autonomy. The right to personal bodily autonomy would address important issues such as access to abortion. Abortion rights vary depending on the states in the United States of America. In Texas, there is a $10,000 penalty for individuals seeking an abortion. On the other hand, the provider faces criminal penalties. Because of this, there is a need for abortion to be constitutionally recognized as a human right, because it relates to bodily autonomy and the ability to make decisions about one's own body. A strong point developed by Roe during Roe v. Wade is that forcing someone to give birth violates the 14th Amendment completely, which protects life and liberty. Limiting access to abortion can prevent women from fully pursuing their personal and professional goals. For example, a study found that 48% of women who had an abortion believed that their relationship with the father was struggling, 73% could not financially support a human being, and 74% stated that a child would interfere with achieving higher education and work. While these provide an insight into the reasons why many women complete an abortion, what about the women who are refused abortions? Well, they are most likely to experience anxiety and stress symptoms, lower self-esteem, and less life satisfaction compared to those who had access to abortion. This heavily implies that many individuals choose to undergo abortion because they do not feel prepared to assume the responsibilities of motherhood. If a pregnant woman seeking an abortion is forced to carry the pregnancy to term, she will experience significant restrictions on her autonomy rights and quality of life due to the demands associated with raising a child. By removing a woman's ability to decide if and when to have children, restrictive laws limit her control over her future. Furthermore, gender-affirming care would be protected under the aspect of bodily autonomy rights, as it enables individuals to have control over how their bodies are perceived and experienced. This form of care should be recognized as a fundamental right, yet it remains challenged to this very day, even when they are above the age of 18. For example, on January 29, 2025, an executive law labeled as Restoring Biological Truth to the Federal Government banned federal workers from accessing gender-affirming care at work by banning chosen pronouns and nicknames. These decisions do not only cause harm to the transgender community, but it violates Title VII, which protects employees from discriminating against employees based on sex, race, religion, color, and national origin. This discriminates against sex since federal workers are being denied pronouns that they identify with. Not to mention, approximately 1% of people are transgender. So life is already challenging for them, especially when it comes to feeling accepted. While you do not have to agree with the aspect of transitioning, you do have to recognize that this was a main reason why Title VII was created. It was created to protect minorities who are often experiencing discrimination, harassment, and victimizations in healthcare settings. Some rough statistics show that 81% of transgender adults thought about suicide, 42% of transgender adults have attempted suicide, and 56% of transgender adults have indulged in self-harm. Therefore, a constitutional amendment guaranteeing the right to bodily autonomy is long overdue. Abortion and gender-affirming care show how government restrictions can limit people's control over their lives, futures, and identities. The United States was founded on the promise of liberty, yet true liberty cannot exist without control over one's own body. By adding bodily autonomy into the Constitution, the nation would officially affirm that freedom belongs to every individual, not the government, not the majority, but the person living in their own skin.